Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
Cornucopia is a light bidding game in a series of games released by Eagle Gryphon Games that kind of make up a core set. Cornucopia is one that really didn't, first of all, the art and the appearance of it looked cheap and didn't really fit with the aesthetic of the rest of the games in the series, just to me. This is going to be a light bidding game where the other players are going to bid on whether you have a good turn or not. That's a very bizarre thing. So right off the bat, this game has a bidding mechanism, which you have seen in a lot of games. That's a fairly popular mechanism. But in this one, it's going to be very unique in the fact that you're betting so other people can have a good turn or not. You have a series of cards you want to take, and then you have this bid. It's very, very light. It has some non-gamers will probably be able to jump into this and play it pretty well. I think the artwork and the lack of a theme, or theme if you want to call it that, detracts from the experience whatsoever. And it wasn't something that kind of like got its claws into me. I didn't want to keep playing it. Wasn't really having a great amount of fun with it. It ended up being just a filler that I was kind of like, meh about. Now, there are some fillers that I like. And I do like some bidding games, and I do like games that play quickly. This just wasn't something that kept bringing me back to it. I didn't like the fact that everybody else had control over my turn. It wasn't something that I found very appealing. I like to kind of do my thing and be, control my own destiny a little bit in games. I like that. I can see how well I've done. This time, other people are having an influence, and I understand it's a bidding mechanism, but I didn't really like the fact that I would get something or get lucky in doing it, or I'd have a turn built up, and the other people would affect it. So Cornucopia, it reminded me of a bidding game with Name That Tune. If you remember that old show, Name That Tune, and it kind of mixed together, and it wasn't that great of an experience for me. One I would definitely pass on, and I would say this is one that in the Eagle Gryphon line of series, one of my weaker ones in that line that I didn't like. There's some really stellar ones like For Sale's in that line, High Society, but this isn't one that I would go back to ever again. If somebody wanted to play it, I might be like, sure, it's light enough and quick enough, and everybody's playing simultaneously, so it doesn't have a lot of analysis paralysis, but it's not something that I'm like, I'm going to pull this out and we're going to play this tonight. Absolutely not. Purge for me. Here's Cornucopia, which has an awful box art. It's the number 10 in the Eagle Gryphon's games of small box games, and a lot of these had quite the good games in them. You can see a lot of them here. I mean, you got Money, Roll Through the Ages, a lot of these Ink and Gold, For Sale, High Society. These are classics, as you will. You're going to get some scoring bonus here. These are actually pretty nice, double-sided. You can see here. Going to get a rule book, which we'll take a look at in a few minutes. You're going to get some nice coins here. These are tiddlywinks. Pretty awful, as you can see, I was being a little sarcastic. And you're going to have these cards. They actually have nice linen finish on them. They feel great, but the artwork is laughable at best. The components here are shoddy production. They're nice. These will hold up. They just look awful. Here's the rule book. Now, this paper, it just feels off. It's not what most rule books are made out of. I don't know. It feels like a business card or something, like a cheap one. You can see a picture here of the components, the idea of the game. You do get these two pictures here, which do help things out, and then you just get a wall of text. Not my favorite rule book. The game's pretty simple. You'll be able to learn it. Probably need 10-15 minutes. But geez, this rule book is awful. So I'm just going to give you a quick overview of the game. You're going to have these up here, which will be the baskets. And what you're trying to do is get 5 of these vegetables into the cornucopia. Each of these 4 can score either by having all of the same or all that are different. This last one over here must be all of the same. You'll start out with a wild and a card here. On your turn, what you're going to do, you're going to choose one of these cards, and they'll be face up on the table in stacks. And this is how many cards you're going to fold over. So let's say you choose the 6, they're all going to have different payouts. If you're able to accomplish it, you're going to get 1. But if you do it in one card, you're going to get a bigger payout. So the less cards, the more. But let's just show you an example here. So all the other players will have these yes and no cards, and they can bet based on whether they think that you can accomplish it or not. And then they will get a payout based on whether they think that could happen or not, okay? So then what you're going to do on your turn is you're going to turn over, I pick 6, I'll turn over 6 of these, and I have to play these in a row. So this one is different, and the second one, these are all the same. Well, let's see, I put that in there because they all need to be the same. I could do a different one here for 3. I can do another one here for pumpkin. This is another pumpkin, so I could do that here because they're all different.
And that's my 6. This could go here. So I did not accomplish anything. If I wanted to, if I put on a card and it was unplayable for whatever reason, I can give up coins to kind of discard it and keep going. I wasn't able to accomplish anything, so I would not be able to win. The game is going to end when you go through this twice, or 3 of the 6 piles of these cards are gone. Then you'll divvy up whoever has the most victory points. Each of these kind of coins will be worth something different. Whoever has the most points is the winner of the game.
Who should buy this game? People who are looking for a very, very, very light game, maybe like the bidding, and you like the uniqueness of this game. I mean, we don't take away from what it does provide, which is something you don't see in a lot of other games. If you like Name That Tune, this is definitely going to bring Name That Tune into your gaming experience. Wasn't something for us. It's very light, very, very much a filler, simultaneous play. That's going to have some bonuses for it, but not something that fit into our wheelhouse at all. It's a Purge.